Just connecting. There we go.
And we are live. No Chill Live 103. It's Women's Day. It's Women's Month.
That's right. That's
We are
right.
back.
Represent for the ladies. A ow.
That you represent for the ladies, A Al.
A. I mean, A and ow. All the A E I O U. All the vowels.
All the vowels. We are back. I know you guys missed us. We missed you. You know, we had a
Of
nice little
course.
break. I know you looking a little tan. I
A
saw
little
you
bit.
out
A
on the
little bit.
boat.
Nothing too
Out.
crazy. I was enjoying the sun, relaxing a little bit. It was nice to get away.
Where are
Nice
you
to get
at,
away.
man?
In Cabo, in Mexico.
Okay.
I will say I'm really starting to enjoy Mexico. The people are very nice, and of course the weather is phenomenal. There's beautiful fish when you go snorkeling. It's
Mm.
great food. There's a lot of things to like about Mexico. Don't listen to the haters out here in politics and in the states. They're wrong. They're wrong.
Where yeah, we did Mexico, we did Cancun for your birthday a
That's
couple
right.
years ago.
That's right. That's right. It was a good birthday turn up for my 30th a couple years back, and now here we go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I know, we've been keeping the pages alive with, clips because our last live was so popping. We
Yes.
had we had enough clips. We still got stuff in the chamber. But that was February. That was Black History Month. Now it's women's what is it? Women's History Month?
Women's History Month. That's right. That's right. Women's past, present, and future.
Okay. All of them, all the women.
That's right.
My favorite gender is women. Um
Mine too. Mine too. I mean, listen, I like being a man, that's for sure. But
oh, of
I
course.
love the ladies.
Yeah, 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 man. Well, I had a good time. I know we had a little bit of a break. I spent some time last week. I saw Creed 3 with the
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
New Jersey's own Michael B. Jordan. It was his directing debut. This is the third movie in the Creed series, and it made like $100 million. Its opening weekend was the biggest global opening for a sports movie of all time.
Wow. Wow. That's really impressive. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Shout out to Jonathan Majors. Shout out to everybody involved. Um, it's dope that he's able to direct at this point already. I remember him as a kid. What was he in? He was in like The Wire. He was in some other stuff when he was young, and now we've seen him grow to be, the celebrity that he is, and it's pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
Not too much on him as a kid. He's he's a little sensitive
He
when you
is.
bring up his
He
childhood,
is. That's a
as
fact.
we saw on the red carpet a couple weeks ago. This is something that I really wish, we were actually going live last week on. Because it was an awkward moment on the red carpet when his old classmate went to go interview him.
It was. It
Um,
really was. Let's take a listen to see what exactly transpired here. Let me mute this real quick while we get rid of these ads and shit. YouTube wants all their money, regardless of the fact that
But
we're
yeah,
on YouTube right now.
but the movie was great. Like Jonathan Majors, great actor. I know we shouted him out a little while ago.
Yeah.
He really made the movie, so you definitely got to go see it. Especially like I didn't really enjoy the second one. This one was definitely a lot different.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's
On the
listen to
Hustle
it.
Show, we got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And
Oh, we got the delay from Instagram on here.
Oh, you had the audio.
Yeah.
You got to cut that.
Oh man, that's terrible.
We're
I don't
always
know
gonna
how
have
to-
a delay, but
I don't know how to control that.
you can't mute it.
So I can't mute the Instagram and play the video.
Can you X out the Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got a lot of videos, a lot of clips.
Exactly.
we know each other. We
Here
go
they
way
go
back
right
all the
here.
way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name, but yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. How is the difference between you actually directing and working with the same people that you were directed with versus?
He really called her out.
Yeah, he was upset.
That's kind of crazy that he called her out that way. I mean, I don't know if at this point with this level of success I would still hold a grudge like that, but I can kind of understand it. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, do you think he was holding a grudge? I mean, she did say something recently in the media. Like, if you know somebody, if you know you're working in entertainment and you grew up with Michael B. Jordan, somebody asks you about Michael B. Jordan, why take that opportunity to be like, oh yeah, we used to make fun of him. You know, he used to be the nerdy kid. Like, why can't you just kind of like act like, oh yeah, you know, we go way back. You know, it's cool to see where he came today. Like, why you gotta like trash him? And if that gets back to him, like, how is he supposed to feel about that? I don't think he was mad about like what happened in high school. I think he was just more annoyed that this person went out to the media to kind of trash him.
I can understand that. I can understand that. If somebody pulled up my old pictures from high school in my 3XL T-shirt or something like that when I was probably 90 pounds soaking wet, I would be upset. I would not be happy.
I mean, that stuff's coming back in style, though. At the same time, like oversized shirts, oversized everything is back in. You know?
Yeah, but I can at least like fill out the shirt a little bit. Before that thing was looking like a sheet hanging on me. Like, it's crazy. I could definitely understand some of those old things getting on your nerves, especially like you said, in an interview setting with some rando that you don't even communicate with or anything like that anymore.
Yeah. I would feel some type of way. You know, he's obviously feeling himself. It was his directing debut.
Yeah.
It was his event.
Yeah.
You know, his big day.
It's time to shine.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't know. The girl, personally, she sounds annoying. Her voice sounds annoying. The way she conducted the interview, I don't think she did a good job at all. She kind of made it a little bit more awkward. So it's kind of hard to be on her side in this. She still got the moment. Maybe she'll be able to capitalize from this in one way or another. But I think, you know, the lesson is like just try not to trash, people you knew before in the media. And then, you'll have a better interview.
True.
But maybe this is the moment she kind of wanted. I don't know.
I mean, it definitely became viral. Everybody's been talking about it.
Yeah. But
maybe it worked. What she was going for.
But yeah, man, biggest grossing sports movie opening of all time. Whew. Like, there's been a ton of sports movies, and people just started going back to the movies. Like, actually, when we went, we actually had to pay the extra money, the extra like $2-3 for the premium seats, bro. Like,
for what?
For the middle seats, for the good view.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because we weren't going to be in like the peasant people seats. We had to see it, the way it was supposed to be seen, like clearly.
I hear you. I mean, we did talk about that. So how much were the tickets total then? Was it like $15 per person?
It went up to like 17, 18 with the premium, So they know what they're doing.
Was it worth it?
Oh, yeah, it was good. Family time. My mom actually got my tickets for us. So shout out to you, Mom.
Shout out to Mom.
Thanks again for
shout out to Mom on Women's History.
Yes. Women's History, Women's Day. This always sneaks up on me. Like, what came first? Was it Women's History, and then they added Women's Day on top of that? Is like, what's the difference? What's the significance?
I don't know. That's a really good question, because it's not like for Black History Month we have a Black Day.
I wish we had a Black Day.
I know, right? They fucked us up. They gave us February, already a short month. We get 29 days on the leap year.
Right.
And then we get Valentine's Day right in the middle, which really, like, depending on when Valentine's Day lands, that could take up a few different days. I mean, we talked about my
Valentine's
situation.
week, yes.
Yeah. So, no. Look at that. Women already doing us up right after Black History Month.
Yeah, I mean, we do have Juneteenth now,
True.
So
True.
There's that.
We also get MLK weekend
in
January. So maybe it balances out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But shout out to all the women out there.
Yes, of course. Of course. We're not trying to take anything away from you. You deserve everything that you have coming to you this month. All the girls' nights or whatever else you're going to be doing to celebrate your history.
Yes, your period this month.
Yes,
Or, you know,
yes,
if you have
that's right.
menopause, then you over that. You know, you good.
Yeah, you good. You just got hot flashes. So, you know.
Yeah, stay cool, everybody.
Well, listen, let's get away from this topic before they fuck us up like Don Lemon. All
Oh
right.
man, you broke the rule. We can't curse in the first few minutes.
Oh,
I
I'm
think we
sorry.
might be past it now.
Are
It's
we
like-
past it? It's
we
been
might
10
be.
minutes. We're good.
Oh
We're
yeah,
good.
we're in the clear. You know who's not in the clear? Wuhan lab. Yeah.
Oh my god.
From when COVID
man.
first started 3 years ago, we were like, well, how did this happen? And, you know, we discussed it being like a biological weapon, or maybe it came from a lab. Now, you know, the U.S. Energy Department, they said it most likely came out of a lab in Wuhan. They don't think it was like lab created, but they think, you know, they were testing viruses, which they do in labs all around the world, to study them and try to, you know, figure out ways to fight them. This may have came out like on someone's shoe, or who knows. But it seems like this news came out and nobody even really cares at this point. Like, is COVID over?
Well, you know, I don't want to give credit to this person, but Trump did say that this was their fault.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like somebody didn't follow the proper safety protocols. That shit got out. This is just like all those movies where there's like some crazy virus, that gets out of some lab somewhere, and people start dying, and this is what happened.
Yeah. I mean, Trump said a lot of crazy shit during COVID. He said, why don't we just, you know, use a UV light inside of people's bodies, or people
Chlorine.
can drink
Inject
bleach.
chlorine.
Yeah, why can't we just inject bleach? That kills it. You know, he also said it will be gone by Easter. It was not.
He did say that. I think this weekend is the 3-year anniversary of when
The
my job.
lockdowns?
Yeah, my job was like, oh, we're gonna do a work from home pilot, and then we never went back to the office.
As a 3-year pilot,
Yep.
a never-ending pilot. It's
Exactly.
nuts.
So, you know, happy 3 years for COVID.
Yeah, we're here now, though. Now we're doing this in person. You know, we
Yeah.
started, you know, in different locations. So
Mhm.
we are expanding. We are growing.
Yeah.
But, you know, Trump, you just mentioned him. You know, he's talking about running again in 2024. And I know in our conversations, you were saying you think, you know, DeSantis, the governor from Florida, is
Yeah.
a real threat to, you know, take to actually winning the whole election
I do.
in 2024.
I do.
Trump is aware of this. You know, Trump takes a lot of credit for getting DeSantis elected the first time.
Mhm.
I think, what was that, like 2018? I
Yeah,
think
something like that. Because
Um,
he just won the most recent election again
Yeah.
by a landslide.
a landslide with no help from Trump this time. He don't need him no more.
Yeah.
But Trump is workshopping some nicknames for Ron DeSantis. So he's been calling him Ron D. Sanctimonious. Also, some of these names are hilarious, man. He
This man is a menace.
Ron Dishonest, Ron D Establishment, Meatball Ron, and Tiny D. Tiny D is the last one, man. What do you think about these nicknames? And do you think that there'll be enough for Trump to overtake the Republican Party again?
I think that the last one, Tiny D, is probably the hardest hitting. Pause. And
Pause. Tiny D is the hardest hitter.
The fucking jokes write themselves. Like, I
Oh
don't know
my
what to say. I think that's probably the best one he's come up with. He's got to keep trying them out. You know, he's this is what Trump does.
Yeah.
Like, he just wears you down on the campaign trail. He just continuously will talk smack about you, say lies about you, and he's already announced it's the beginning.
Yeah.
This is just the start. We've still got a long time to go until the actual election. We've got a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just starting.
Yeah. I mean, the nicknames are hilarious.
Ron D. Establishment.
I always like Trump's nicknames. I like I like that part of it.
I
It's
wonder
always
if he
funny.
has a writer or if this is like all him. If he's just up at night angry that this person would even test his patience and like coming up with nicknames.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do he call Marco Rubio, little Marco?
Yeah, little Marco.
Yeah, yeah. He said a lot of disrespectful things during the debates to all the different Republicans, which I really enjoyed at the time until it kind of stopped being funny. Got to be too real.
Pulled no punches. Remember he was talking about Cruz's wife. Like it's just he's a menace out here. He's
Yeah,
a big bully.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not really looking forward to 2024. I know you're still waiting to see if he's going to run again. But you know, the U.S. House panel, they gave Biden the power to pretty much to ban TikTok, which is something that Trump was talking about when he was in office. About pretty much TikTok is owned by this Chinese company, ByteDance, and people are always talking about China and it being a security threat. Where does all the data from TikTok go? So the House actually gave him the power to ban TikTok as well as any other apps which could pose security issues, which sounds a little bit scary to me.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll ever be able to ban TikTok? They have 100 million users, I think, in the United States.
I mean, I think they definitely could. All you have to do is make sure that it's not on the App Store, not on the Google Play Store, and then the only way you can get it is through third party or like black market sort of stuff, and I think that's pretty straightforward. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not, just because there's probably, I have to assume there's money involved in this. There's money involved in everything. So there's a lot of money with TikTok. They tried to ban it once. It didn't work. Now some committee passed a law saying that they could do it, but I don't put much stock into the committees and when they come up with different things, because it has to be legislation. If it's not legislation, then they're just giving us like bullshit to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't be mad if TikTok was banned. I mean, I would be a little bit mad because a lot of what we talk about comes from TikTok, but I don't really like it as an app. I think it's kind of bad. A lot of the trends that come from TikTok, I feel like are just ridiculous, and people are just kind of turning into these weird puppets, trying to do these dances or, these trends. I don't even understand a lot of the humor from it.
Dude, people do things that are so disgusting on there. I don't know how many videos I've seen that have been transferred from like TikTok to Instagram where someone's cooking in their sink and like just putting the bare food in their sink and preparing it. And I'm like, these are the nastiest people on earth. And I don't know if they really eat like that. Like after they cook that, then they eat it, or if it's just literally to get people to watch it and comment and say how disgusting it is, or somebody to say, oh, this looks so good or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, NyQuil chicken got popular on TikTok.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, a lot of weird, stupid things. But I don't think they'll ever ban it. I think, like you said, there's a lot of money tied up in it. Mm-hmm. But it is weird to see government and big tech kind of working together to, talk about what is secure and what's not secure when they really have all of our data and information. It's just like, what are they going to do with it? And yeah, where is this going to go? Because if they ban TikTok, then what are they going to ban next?
The weird thing to me also about the connection is like they figure out ways to work together when it like can bring value typically to the individuals within the government or to the tech companies. But when it comes to just larger things that can help the greater population of the United States or other countries, they can't seem to come to an agreement ever.
No.
And it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Our systems are so behind. Like the government's just now moving to the cloud. The cloud's been around for 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, the cloud, you got to get a secure cloud. There's a lot that goes into that.
There is, but I think that they're just slow to do these things.
Yeah, they're slow with everything. So we'll see what happens. I know TikTok also, they said, oh, we're limiting users under 18 to like an hour a day of using TikTok.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
How is that even going to work? Like, do you have to put in I
Your
would assume you
age.
have to put in your age, and then after an hour, they just shut down the app on you? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of parents out there are going to be really upset because they just like
Yeah,
they just
right.
like to have their kids watching
Exactly.
TikTok. And
That's their
YouTube.
babysitter.
Yeah, TikTok is a lot of people's babysitter. But yeah, I don't know, man. All these apps, TikTok, Instagram, a lot of it can get people in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell
Like-
me about it. Tell me about it. We've seen a lot of that recently.
Yeah, tell Ja Morant about that, man. Your boy Ja. Last week it was another thing that popped up when that story about him, pulling out a gun on a 17-year-old came out. I was like, man, I wish we were going live today. I wish we were recording.
I know.
But Ja said, "Oh, you think that's it? Hold my beer. Let me go on Instagram Live and show y'all what I'm doing at the club."
Pew, pew, pew. It was so crazy that this almost felt like a smear campaign, the way these stories were just coming back to back, because the incident with the 17-year-old, that happened over the summer and it got buried. And then somehow it came out now. And then this is
Which incident was that? Can you explain that? Because I heard two stories. I heard one story about him playing a pickup game, and then another one about him confronting someone at the mall.
I heard both stories as well.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the one at the mall where apparently his mom had some sort of disagreement with one of the workers at a store, called up Ja. He called up his squad, and then like 10 dudes just show up to the mall with like a gun on them, threatening a 17-year-old, like, what time you come off work? When you come outside, I got you.
Okay.
Like, so I don't know which of these stories is real. If they combine both of the stories, it's confusing.
Okay. But we do know after these stories broke, it made national news, and we know the Grizzlies, they were playing a game in Denver.
Yep.
And after the game, I think they said Steven Adams, he had a players only meeting and made it a point to be like, oh, we need to focus and not go out so much. And Josh said, fuck that. I'm going out to the club. I'm going on Instagram Live, and I'm pulling out the smallest gun you've ever seen.
He held the way he held the gun, though. It's like
with his fingers.
Yeah, your hands are clearly too big for this little gun that you have. I don't know what woman that it was at the strip club. Maybe he borrowed some young lady's pistol. I don't know.
Little stripper gun.
Yeah, little the purse gun, something like
Yeah.
that, like little baby Beretta. Like, I don't know, but he had no business with that in his hands. Even at the end of the video, he's like, "Yo, I'm twisted right now. I'm turned." Like, it's like then get off Instagram.
Yeah. Well, he's been off Instagram and he's been away from the team because he got suspended for 2 games. And you told me he got it suspended for an additional 4 games.
Well, they didn't. The way that the team worded it, they said that he's going to be out at least another 4 games.
Okay. What does that mean?
Exactly.
Is he doing like a Kyrie Irving
maybe
5-step program to not to be a gangster?
Maybe they gave him a homework to-do list. I don't know. Write down, I will not carry guns on Instagram 100 times. I don't know.
Are they making him do push-ups like the gangsters made Justin Bieber do push-ups in the street? Like, what? How do you resolve this? And where does he go from here? Because people have been criticizing him, man. A lot. Ja Wick was trending on Twitter, and so was Ja Morant.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah,
those are solid.
Yeah, I laughed at both of those, and a lot of the memes. Putting his head on John Wick's body. But a lot of people are saying, "Oh, he's trying to be someone he's not." He grew up with both his parents. His dad, played ball in college. His dad pretty much was, coached him his whole life. They talked about that when he got drafted. He's like, oh, my dad was my biggest hater.
Yeah.
But do we really know like his background? Do we know that he's not like affiliated in some type of lifestyle? Because it kind of seems like he really might be.
I think he's trying to play a part, man. I think he's trying to play a part. Listen, I'm gonna go to our resident library encyclopedia, Wikipedia, and it looks like this guy was point guard in high school, softball player in college. His father was a high school teammate of Ray Allen. He played basketball at a university. Like, he comes from a good background. Both of his parents have been around. I just.
But what is his street resume? Skip Bayless asked if he was a Crip. Does Skip Bayless just think that all black people have all the gang information? He's asking Shannon Sharp as if he was supposed to have answers. Like,
I mean,
is he a Crip? I've seen him with the gang signs multiple times.
Listen. Skip is a character all by himself, but I don't know what his street resume looks like. I just have to assume that to get to this level, he stayed away from those sorts of things.
Why? He could just be extremely talented. And I mean, he is. But how old is John Morant? 22?
He was lucky to even be discovered. That's the thing.
What do you mean?
He was lucky to even get a scholarship to go to Murray State. He was only really discovered at Murray State because he started balling out in the tournament. And then everybody saw his skills and it was like, oh shit, this guy can really play. Let's move him up.
But how can you call him lucky if he actually showcased his talents, when he was given the opportunity?
I think he showcased his talents, but there's a lot of people who are very talented too that don't ever get a chance to go to the NBA. It's like less than 1% of college athletes that play college ball make it to the league.
Yeah, but he's extremely talented, which is why he has that Supermax deal and extension and the Nike deal as well, which a lot of people are pointing out.
I'm not trying to take anything away from his talent. I'm just saying that to get to this level for anybody is a blessing, and it's a lucky thing. Yeah, he put in a lot of hard work, but once you get to the point where you've gotten an extension for $200 million, dumb shit like this should not be happening. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I'm not going to disagree with that. Of course, it shouldn't be happening, but he is I don't know. Like, for me, it's just like he's probably been, super talented his whole life and doesn't understand. Like, he probably feels like I could do whatever I want to do. And it's kind of hard to check someone like that, especially when they've already been guaranteed hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's kind of like, I don't know what's going to really, make him change, which is kind of scary.
It is hard to think about it because I don't know how my 23-year-old self would act if I knew that I had $200 million coming to me over the next 4 years. Yeah, like I might be wilding with a gun in the strip club. I don't know. I had two great parents. Shout out to mom and dad. Like I don't know. So
I mean, a lot of gang members have parent, not a lot. I don't know. I don't know that many gang members, but we don't know his background enough.
I don't believe he's a gang member. I don't.
Skip Bayless thinks he might be, and I don't know either. I think he might be too, especially with the people. We heard just a few weeks ago they were pointing out a laser pointer at people at the Pacers game after getting into a confrontation. So who knows? He's definitely tweeted out some things that kind of sounded like he's about that life. So we'll see. I will say I am happy that the Knicks got RJ Barrett because you'll never hear this about the Maple Mamba.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you won't hear about the Maple Mamba.
Come on, RJ's been having a really good season in the new year, I would say.
Thank you.
And in the last since February All-Star break for sure, he's definitely been stepping it up, as well as all the other Knicks. Just shout out to the New York Knicks. I know they lost last night, but still one of the hottest teams in the NBA. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Ja. I think he'll be back by the playoffs. He'll ball out. But, people were we talked at length about Kyrie Irving and the punishment that the Nets handed out to him, and also Nike making a public statement dropping him. Now, Nike has pretty much stood by Ja in these moments. What do you take from that? Do you think that they're being hypocrites?
I do think that it's a slightly different situation. Kyrie was trying to get out of his deal with Nike. That was kind of what was happening. Now, granted, it got expedited after, the whole social media nonsense. But it was a little bit of a different situation. Ja just got this deal. They've got the same exact shoes that they were going to use for Kyrie. They're trying to clearly save money, unlike what, Adidas is going through right now. So I think it's too early for them to make a snap call and just drop Ja. Like, they literally signed this guy 5 months, 6 months ago, right?
I don't know. I think he got his signature shoe like 5 or 6 months ago, but I think he's been a Nike athlete since he was drafted.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
so. But I find it hypocritical. And I always think about that band Drink Champs interview with Kanye West when he was talking about the powers that be, how they
Yes.
promote, negative messages from black people, famous black
That's
people.
true.
But when people try to say anything that's positive or try to get any education that goes against the mainstream, then they're kind of ostracized. So like that to me is what I thought of when I saw this. I'm like, of course they're okay with this because it's kind of a part of the program.
I see it, but also with Ja, okay, he had a gun in a video. Did he do anything with the gun?
Yeah, I mean, Plaxico Burress famously shot himself in a New York nightclub and had to go to prison for a whole year after shooting
He
himself.
went to prison for like 2 years. Like, it was no walk in the park. So I mean, I think you got to give the kid some grace. Like we said, he's young. Clearly, this is some stupid shit, though. What I really don't like about it is how they're trying to spin it to say, oh, he needs to take a break for his mental health or something like that. No, he's being dumb. Like, we got to stop babying
Who
people.
said that?
Mental health? That's what the
that
statement was. Yeah, that came out.
Wow, that was his statement or Nike's
Yeah,
statement?
that was his statement.
Okay.
I'll find it. But
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that is really annoying for me. That in the statement, he's talking about mental health challenges and taking time to grow and needing to find better methods of dealing with stress and stuff like that. And yeah, maybe, but I don't like how that's a cop-out, how that's like the go-to thing anytime somebody's doing some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Take accountability, take ownership of what you're doing. Be better. It's not that hard.
Be a man on women's month. Oh man, shout out to Ja. I hope he gets it together. He's a very exciting basketball player. I'm just not sure of whether or not he's serious about these things. So I won't talk too much shit because I don't want to get shot. But
Shout out to Ja. I've got his jersey. It's really nice.
Siri, you're not a part of this. But yeah, man, I sent you a video from First Take yesterday talking about the MVP race. Now, this is something over the last couple of years we've been discussing because I was critical of the last two MVPs going to Jokic from the Nuggets, the center of the Nuggets, because I felt like the MVP criteria had been changed. His team was not a top seeded team. He did have really good numbers, but historically, all the other MVPs were on the top 3 seed in their conference. Probably the best player on that team who had a big impact.
Yeah.
This year, the Nuggets are on top of their conference, and Jokic is on pace to average a triple-double as a center, which is insane.
Yes.
But now, this will be his third consecutive MVP, and a lot of people are challenging that. The last person to be MVP 3 consecutive times was Larry Bird. So Kendrick Perkins, he kind of brought up the criteria changing, and he also brought up the fact that the sports media votes on the MVP each year, and Kendrick Perkins was saying 80% of the voters are white.
That's right.
So he was pretty much making the correlation of the most recent MVPs that were, argued or skeptical. He felt skeptical about were Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki and Jokic.
Yeah.
So JJ Redick, called him out on First Take, and had some words. I know you have been a supporter of Jokic over the last few years. What did you take
Absolutely.
from that exchange? Because JJ, he as a white person, he seemed really offended.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think Perk is right. You can't tell me that 80% of the voters are white and think that there isn't some bias in the fact that this man is about to win 3 MVPs back to back. Yes, he's an outstanding player. Again, I'm not trying to take anything away from his performance, the individual, any of those aspects, but he shouldn't have won MVP last year as a 6 seed when they almost got swept in the first round of the playoffs and lost 3-1 or 1-3, whatever you want to call it. The year before that, I think it was fine that he got it. It was him and Embiid. I think Giannis was also in the conversation as always. It's typically at the end of the season, those three. This year, it's those three plus Tatum. Do I think Jokic deserves it this year? I do. I think he's clearly in the conversation. I also think that anytime that him and Embiid have faced each other, those 7 games or whatever that they faced each other, Embiid has outplayed him every single time, and holds the record of like 5-2 in terms of those head-to-head matchups. Now, you're not going to base an MVP season off of 7 games, but Embiid is also on a crazy run where he might be the scoring leader for the league this year as a center.
He was last year too, right? Wasn't he the scoring leader?
I don't know who the scoring leader was last year.
I think he was last year.
He might have been.
And they didn't give it to him. And I thought he should have had it last year. I thought Giannis should have had it the year before. If Jokic didn't win the previous 2 MVPs, I would say
it wouldn't even be a conversation right now.
Yeah, but since they gave it to him the last 2 years, I don't think he deserves it a third year. I would give it to Giannis because I think what he's done, without his second best player, Chris Middleton, has been extraordinary, especially since they gave Jokic like so much of an excuse because he was missing some of his starters who were not all-stars last year. And that was a part of the reasoning. So it does seem like they do change their criteria. And for JJ Redick to be a white person and speak on racism on national TV to 2 black men, I feel like what a sense of entitlement you have.
He was baiting. He was JJ. You were baiting the shit out of Perk. That's not what he said. He didn't say all these white voters are racist. He said that they're biased, and those are different things.
Yes, and I will say they probably are racist. And JJ, you're not the one to determine who's racist and who's not. I know white people invented racism. I say it all the time. But you're not the ones to judge who's racist and who's impacted by it. Like the fact that he got so defensive, and of course all these like white supremacist groups came out and supporting him afterwards, that to me told us a lot. But hey, people say, oh, it's not about being white, it's about being international. And like Embiid and Giannis are both international as well. And I don't see them getting the same type of praise. But hey, we'll see what they vote for.
International. Yeah, all right. You step foot in the United States. We know exactly what you are.
Yeah. And to pretend like the media has not been historically racist in America is absurd. And to point out the fact that 80% of the voters are white when about 80% of the players are black. Come on.
Exactly.
But the one thing from
something don't add up.
Yeah. It adds up, and we know why.
Yeah.
But one thing I did laugh at from this First Take segment was like I haven't watched First Take in a long time. Like I do not like that show unless I see a clip online with something that's funny.
It's not great anymore. Not great.
But the segment that they had for Perkins was called "Get Perked Up," and I'm like. Get perked up. Really? This is on daytime television.
Don't we have
ESPN.
an opioid crisis or something like that? Like, what are we doing? They're just playing into everything right now.
For real. Like, I feel like most people who are watching First Take probably are on perks because they probably don't have a job.
That's not fair. I tune in every once in a while and I just work from home. All right.
Yeah. People, college students, people who work from home, and drug addicts. That is First Take's audience. But shout out to ESPN.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty funny conversation, though. I will say with Perk, I've never seen him stutter so much. I don't know what happened to him. He was stuttering so much in that clip.
He said, "It's facts." I love it. I don't really like Kendrick Perkins as an analyst, but
I don't either.
He's been supporting the Knicks this year, so shout out to him. My dad put in the comments. He's talking about Michael Irvin, and he said Marriott is in trouble. I saw that his lawyer, Michael Irvin's lawyer, finally was able to review the video of Michael Irvin's interaction from the hotel. Yeah, and he said that there was nothing on the video, but. Do you think that something's going to come of this? What is the lawsuit, like $100 million?
I hope nothing comes of it. I mean,
you don't want him to win his money?
No, I'm saying. Wait, you're saying he countersued?
He sued them.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't think he.
I thought you were saying like the other way around.
No, he sued them because they called up the NFL and said, "Oh, this is what happened." And he lost. They sent him home after that. So he's like, you try to ruin my reputation. You ruined work for me in the Super Bowl. I'm suing you for $100 million.
Got it. No, I thought you were saying
sued him.
The other way around. But I mean, listen, I hope Michael gets everything that he wants out of this, because the false accusations, they got to stop. And you have to be able to hold people accountable when this stuff happens.
Yeah, especially big corporations like the Marriott. Now, I am a Marriott member, so I won't say too much on this. I enjoyed my stays at the Marriott. I promise Marriott, I won't talk to any of your white women employees. Don't worry. Clearly, they have a problem with that. But yeah, hopefully Michael Irvin gets his money. You know who got their money? Chris Rock from Netflix, man. What did they pay him, like $40 million or something like that?
Yeah, he got paid. He definitely got paid.
Man, last year, around this time, because the Oscars are this weekend, so exactly a year ago. We spent like 45 minutes talking about the slap at the Oscars, and we wondered what Chris Rock would say when he finally, took the stage or, decided to address it. He had his Netflix stand-up this past weekend called Selective Outrage. It was Netflix's first live event.
Yeah.
And he shot it out in Baltimore. I was supposed to see Chris Rock this fall, but we ended up going to Europe instead. So gave the tickets to Jenna and my mom, who went to go see him at Radio City. Said it was really good. So I was excited to see this special.
Yeah, I was really excited to see it too. I thought it was solid. You want to let's flash back real quickly and see the slap for a minute.
Again,
let's
the
see
shit
the
we've
slap.
seen 10,000 times.
Oh wow! Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Oof. He was mad.
I forgot he had his head tilted like that, like a mad woman. Women's
That
history
was
month.
greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, man, he finally addressed the incident like in the last maybe 10 minutes of the stand-up special.
Yeah. In the last 10 minutes, this is some of the clips of what he said.
Y'all know what happened to me. Getting smacked by Suge Smith. And people like, did it hurt? It still hurts.
Yeah, that was a mean slap that he got.
But I'm not a victim, baby. You will never see me on Oprah or Gail crying. Never gonna
Shout out to Megan.
happen.
You won't see him.
I couldn't believe it, and I love Men in Black.
No. I love Will Smith. My whole life I root for this motherfucker, okay? And now, I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped.
Yeah.
Because I got parents.
Because I got parents.
Yeah, that's how he ended it.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the special even before he got to the ranting part.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about abortion, cancel culture, his family life, his daughters, it's pretty personal stuff. He even, talked about his mom. Yeah, I enjoyed it. The last part, I did laugh at the jokes, even though a lot of them are a little bit dated. He definitely brought up the red table talk and August Alsina stuff, which we also talked about for like hours back in 2020.
Oh, we did. I can't believe it was that long ago. It's nuts.
I know. I'm sure he relives it every day. But what do you take of this from this? Like, a lot of people, I don't know. There's a lot of backlash. They think he went a little bit too far.
I mean, I didn't think it was. I don't think he crossed any lines. My main, I guess, gripe with the special is, like you said, some of the stuff was dated. Some of the jokes were like a little, like we've seen or heard before. He definitely started off rough in the first like 10 minutes or so, and I was a little concerned. But then I felt like he hit his groove. With regards to his comments on Will, though, at the end, I thought I think he did well. 5 to 10 minutes at the end, it was well placed in terms of the show. I didn't think that the final joke was mic drop worthy at all. Like, it was just kind of corny to me. But
what was it? What did he say?
He said that he was taught not to fight in front of white people.
Okay.
And then he threw down the mic, and I'm like, on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it didn't really. I feel like the other stuff, hit a lot harder.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I think he would emphasize like having parents, and because I don't know, maybe because Will Smith, obviously, he wanted to kill his dad. Will Smith wanted to kill his dad. It's in his book.
He was definitely shading. He was definitely shading Will a good amount.
Yeah. He's like, I have parents. Like, oh, who taught me something?
Exactly.
But I mean, whatever. I'm glad he got it off his chest. It really seemed like you could tell he's still hurt by that shit.
I'm sure. Like, especially they've been in the industry together for so long, and like he said, he loves Will Smith. Who doesn't like Will Smith? Even people that hate on Will Smith like Will Smith, and they hate on him because they like him. Like, it's just disappointing, and I'm more interested in seeing what the next stand-up looks like.
Yeah.
From him. I'm glad he got past this. I'm sure it was hard to come up with the material for this. Like, you have to be tactful with this sort of thing.
It seemed easy when he was talking about them, because he was just talking about them interviewing each other about her having an entanglement, which is pretty low hanging fruit, but it's still funny today.
Yeah. But he had a point. He was like, I still haven't seen him slap the shit out of August. And this man was fucking your wife in your house. Like, I haven't seen it. So
he said they called his wife a predator.
Yep.
That was me.
There was you. And I was the other camp.
Yeah. But we all know that Jada met August on MILF Manor. Like, that's how they met.
Damn.
MILF Manor, that's where Larsa met Marcus. It's just like,
wow.
Like, this is what happens.
Celebrity MILF Manor. We're pitching that show. Get ready, y'all.
Yeah, what do you think about your boy Nick Cannon's fake show?
What fake show? I didn't see it.
Who's Gonna Be My Baby Mom, hosted by Kevin Hart.
Oh my God. I maybe, did you send me like a quick clip of that with the Kevin Hart thing?
Yeah, he tweeted out a video. It was a fake promo of the show on E. And it was just like, oh, I'm Nick Cannon. I'm finding my next baby mom. Kevin Hart is hosting. It's pretty funny, but it's not real. They're actually gonna have a prank show together. So I guess they're gonna do some type of punk type of thing. But this was just like, they should have did it on April Fool's, but I think everyone would have known it was fake. But I could figure it was fake, obviously, from the video. But I will say, from the promo and from Nick Cannon's life, it's like, is this real? Is he is the content king.
I would not put it past him.
No, for real.
And it sounds like, honestly, that could be a winner. That's a bag right there. Like, that is a bag.
He might need to start doing stuff like this in order to, take care of them 15 kids he has. Or is it 12? I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't keep count.
I don't think he's actually at double digits yet. I think
No,
he's
he
like,
is.
is he? I thought he was at like 9.
Nah. He's
Oh,
definitely like
dang.
a 12, 11 or 12. It's a lot. We talked about that a lot.
I just hope he better start like strategically planning. Like you got to have a birthday every month, spread them out, like make it a little bit easier for yourself.
Yeah. Yo, it's crazy, yo. Just back to that Chris Rock thing, because I saw an editor from The Root. This woman said that he deserved to get slapped. There's still like a group of people out there who feel this way. And I feel like that probably really hurt Chris Rock's feelings to see a big group of people who thought he should have got slapped. But I'm glad he doubled down.
I mean, I don't know if it really hurt his feelings because while he didn't say Jada's name, he definitely did not learn his lesson. He's still talking shit about her. So like, I think at this point, it's just like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. Either I'm going to get beat up for it or people are going to love me or people are going to hate me. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You can't get more embarrassed than having the shit slapped out of you like that
Yeah.
on the biggest stage in Hollywood. Like, you can't.
Yeah, that was rough, man. Shout out to Chris Rock. He also, talked about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
He did. That bit was pretty funny as well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And also over the break, Prince Harry did a pay-per-view special. Prince Harry did a pay-per-view special with a therapist, a live session based upon his book. So people actually paid. I don't even know. I don't know. It's like, it was in pounds because, it's some British shit. It was like $20 or something. And he did a live therapy session where he talked about his life and got like diagnosed with like PTSD during the session. Like, I thought that they were rich. Was he just doing anything for money?
I thought they were rich. I thought they didn't want attention. Like this is similar to companies where whatever they say to you in public, they mean the exact opposite. Like that's just how it works. I know that he what is it? Disavowed his like relation to the or lineage to the throne or something like that. I don't know if that involved giving up a whole bunch of money too. Maybe it did, but they've been on I feel like they've been on a press run since they left England.
Yeah,
like just nonstop
crybaby tour.
Yeah,
is what they're doing.
Nuts. I don't understand.
I mean, I understand needing money.
Yeah, but how much? Like they have to be getting paid well for all these different appearances. And
I don't
things.
know. I mean, if you're charging pay-per-view,
his book was a bestseller.
Yeah, but if you're charging pay-per-view for a therapy session, what do you think about that? Because therapy is supposed to be like an intimate thing.
But this is fake. It's all fake. It's all for attention, even though they say we don't want attention. Stop giving us attention. It's too much attention. You're following us. We can't even take our kids outside. Like they're saying all these things, and I haven't seen a picture with them and their kid in a long time. Like,
I mean, actually, it was just announced today that their kids went through their christenings, and now they're officially a prince and princess, which is something that Meghan complained about to Oprah and said she thought it was about race that they were named a prince and princess. But I think the queen had to die and his dad had to become a king in order for their kids. All this dumb, fucking stupid monarchy bullshit. But now they're finally prince and princess. So I guess she got what she wanted in a way. Does this disprove what she was saying before?
I mean, all she wanted was for the queen to die. Like, I don't think...
It's women's history.
If she would have just been patient, she would have got what she wanted. Like,
oh my god!
Listen. I don't know what the two of them want out of either the throne or leaving and moving to Canada. I don't know what they want.
Yeah,
because you can't trust anything they say.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, the king actually evicted them because
they started beefing, right?
Yeah, because he was talking about his woman Camilla in his book, and he didn't like that, so he evicted him and said, "No, my pervert brother Prince Andrew, he's gonna live here."
I'm much more comfortable with him.
When you get evicted for the pervy uncle, you got to know there's some real problems in your family.
I mean, you pissing people off. You're pissing people off. You're pushing the wrong buttons.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
I hope they find peace or happiness or money or whatever else they're looking for.
Yeah. You don't know. We don't know what anyone's looking for, but we do know Larsa Pippen. She's not looking anymore. She found the man of her dreams, Marcus Jordan.
Yeah, that's right.
We talked about this a few weeks ago. I know it was one of our popular clips because we were wondering how Michael Jordan feels about this. And of course, the universe, we
Just gifted us. She had to do an interview. So let's listen to what she had to say.
what Larsa says.
Yeah, what Larson says.
If your
about
business
this.
kept on employees
I
through the
got
pandemic,
a freaking ad here.
Yeah.
Give us a quick minute.
Larsa was on Tamron Hall's daytime TV show. I don't know what she was being interviewed for. I think it was for fucking her ex-husband's teammate's son.
That's literally what it's for. So let's listen to her.
It's hard. It is hard. It's also hard meeting their parents. Have you met Michael Jordan and Juanita Jordan, and what did they say about the relationship?
I don't really, I mean, of course, I recently have met, I've recently been hanging out with them, but I don't really want to talk about them. I feel like it's not about, my parents or his parents, they're all happy, our whole family's fine. I feel like it's more about like where I am, where he is. I feel like we're in a great place. We motivate each other. We're really happy being together, and I feel like that's the most important thing.
Well, I agree with that.
So it's about being happy. She's met them or has been hanging out with the family, and I guess things are going well.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, she didn't want to say too much, but she said they spent holidays together.
Yeah.
So it's been good. So what do you think of how the holidays were like? They also showed on the show her posing in front of the number 23, some Jordan stuff with Marcus, obviously with all the MJ memorabilia in the background.
Yeah.
You think she's just doing this out of spite?
I don't think so. I think they probably bonded over like mutual strife from the Scotty and Jordan relationship or something like that. She said they met at a party in LA over 4 years ago. And they just kind of clicked.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I don't believe their relationship. I do find it funny that she was probably at like Michael Jordan's wedding because he only got married again like 15, 20 years ago. Yeah. So him and Scotty were cool back then. And now she's like, oh, I got to meet my boyfriend's parents, and it's fucking Michael Jordan, who used to be her ex-husband's boy.
Yeah.
So it's definitely weird. I don't know, but yeah, she's using it to go on a press run now.
Well, I mean, listen, she's got to make money somehow now that Scotty's cut her loose, or she left Scotty, whatever you want to view it as. So I think she's doing what she can. She looks great for 48 years old, though. Give her
What's
credit.
the age difference between them?
16 years.
Damn.
16 years.
16 years. Yeah. Like I said, man, MILF Manor, they're making a lot of relationships happen. I'm sure they met, 4 years ago on MILF Manor as well. Jada. Yeah. What do you think about that? Do you think it's a trend that'll keep going? Older women dating younger men?
I mean, there's a lot of weird dating trends happening right now. I think that it's something that's just becoming really open. Like sexuality is just becoming a whole, like they use the frame, the spectrum. It's more than a spectrum right now. It's a fucking universe. You got a metaverse of different identities and like people dating all types of different people, things, places, whatever. Yes. So
cartoons.
I think that this is going to be just continue to be more normal or normalized, whether it's by the media or just by the volume of people who are doing this sort of stuff with the age differences and things like that.
Yeah, I know you sent me I think it was like a clip or something about passport bros. We went on a Euro trip with our passports last fall. But I wouldn't call us passport bros. I feel like passport bros, these guys are out traveling to countries in like Asia and South America. They're looking for a wife.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Listen, I'm in a happy relationship right now, so I'm not a passport bro, but
You're just in Mexico.
with my partner,
Oh,
with
yeah.
Natalie. So, yeah, no. If I was single though, this isn't bad. This is not bad. I mean, these guys, they're going to Central and South America. They're going over to Asia. They're meeting beautiful women who have maybe traditional values that are looking to come to the States. They build a relationship. They get to know each other, build a bond, and then, it's mutually beneficial for both parties. I don't see anything wrong with it. I
Yeah.
don't. What do you think?
I mean, it makes sense. Like with the world getting smaller and the internet, also with the countries opening up after COVID and people being locked down for like a year, I could see people getting frustrated, and everyone's been trying to get used to going out and stuff. Some people just take it to the extreme.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, they feel like, American guys specifically, they feel like if they go to these other countries that they'll be, more of a prize there because people want to come to the U.S. Well, certain people from these countries want to come over here. So, I mean, yeah, I have no problem with it. It has become a thing, which I don't know. I feel like when anything becomes a trend, I always kind of question people's motives.
Yeah.
But hey, well, yeah, whatever makes people happy.
And I will say, while I feel like it could be a good thing for some people, like I don't see a problem with it. There are definitely people who are taking advantage. There's always been sex tourism, and this is being used as a method of, expanding that sort of action. They've got some crazy names for what they're doing to international, calling them like bang maids and stuff like that. Bang maids. Yeah, it's crazy. So, I mean, with anything, too much of something can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is going to continue to develop. Like if it's just going to be like every guy that seemingly can't get a woman in the States goes and tries to find one somewhere else in one of these other countries that are less well off or something. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but clearly there's some strange dating dynamics going on in the U.S. right now.
Yeah. Abby said 90 Day Fiance, which has been a show forever.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the theme of that show is like all the Americans are usually like the vastly less attractive person in the situation. So, hey, to each their own. But yeah, definitely a lot of different dating trends. Through COVID, I feel like people are all trying to figure it out. And actually, it's a new study said 6 out of 10 young men are single. Like 63% of men under 30 are single, which is up from 51% in just 2019, before COVID. And some experts, they blame a lot of like time alone as a major culprit of this. But yeah, 63%, that's a large percentage, especially going up from 51%. That's like half. That's pretty significant.
That's a huge percentage. Also, women, same age range, 18 to 29, only 34% are single.
Wow.
Now
it's Women's Month.
It is Women's Month. Shout out to all the women that have significant others. I am wondering what percent of those guys that said they were single actually have relationships going on.
No, I don't. I think from this article, it seems like these guys are in some trouble. I believe that because I feel like a lot of women, could date older than 30 if you're in your 20s. So this is men under 30. So I could understand the difference because, women, and they spoke about like men feeling pressured. Like this one guy was saying, like dates feel more like job interviews than anything else. This one guy said he went on a first date recently and the woman asked whether or not if they had kids, they would want to send the kids to public or private school.
It's an easy ass public. Like, I'm not spending $25,000 a year for my kid to go to 5th grade. Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about
I
right
mean,
now?
some public schools are really, really shitty.
Some are, but I mean, I think that's the responsibility of the parent. You've got to, if you want your kid to go to a good school, you have to move to the right area, or you got to drive them over to that school and pay a little bit extra since you don't pay taxes in that town. Like, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But
But on the first date, what kind of question is that? Like,
Yeah.
you're just trying to get to know someone. You asking whether or not you want to send your kids to public school.
next they ask you, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Like,
Yeah, yeah. So I can understand, like, the difference between men and women, especially, this one guy was saying he feels like he was robbed of his early 20s. And after he kind of came out of like the COVID time of isolation, he doesn't feel like he can approach women the way he used to be able to.
I mean, I definitely feel it. Was it more from a communication standpoint? Like, you missed a few years being able to like figure out how to talk to women and things like that?
Yeah.
Or is it also the aspect of, earning potential for women has gone up a lot over the last couple decades? For men, it really puts a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Because there's women that literally say, if you're not making over $200,000, I don't want to talk to you. Meanwhile, they make like 50, and it's like, what are we doing? What? Like, I understand that you want me to be the provider and protector and all this other stuff, but come on, there's levels to this.
Yeah, there's levels, and yeah, be aware of your own level. I would
Yeah,
say.
you got to be self-aware.
Yeah, but I do think there's a big disparity between young men and young women, and they speak of the young men in this article are in their later 20s. They talk about how they're not really necessarily totally ready for something serious. A lot of women their age are, so they just rather be single, focus on their career, and play the field.
Yeah. I mean, another difficult aspect of it is that a lot of you motherfuckers out there are boring. Like, that's a fact. And I'm talking men and women. Like, people don't have nothing that they're good at outside of, I go to work and that's it, and then watch TV. Like, if you don't have some other skills, not just being funny, but like, if you haven't done something in life, played a sport, played an instrument, do something artsy, like something, then it can be boring in a early dating stage when you're talking to people.
Yeah. Yeah. It is Women's History Month. So, shout out to all the women.
Of course. Of course.
It's so funny. Like, whenever I see like clips that people repost of people like talking about relationships and everything, it's always some like pandering shit. Like, and that's the shit that, gets people going.
Yeah.
They eat that shit up.
Of course. They love the stuff to gas them up.
Yeah. So, we should do our best to gas up women during Women's History Month, yo.
Absolutely. Y'all are all beautiful. Looking good. Look at you right now. Look at you. Looking all fine.
Hell yeah, yo. I want to speak to all the men out there. If you're a man and you're dating a woman, you need to be able to understand everything she needs, okay? Before she even tells you, you need to understand how to read her mind. Men aren't honest with women. All men can really read minds. And we just don't tell women that. You need to tell your woman, I know what you need. I can read your mind. Men, tap into your psychic abilities.
Exactly.
Women, these are the secrets.
Yeah. Listen, show off your superpower. All right. Don't keep it hidden. Don't keep it hidden.
Oh man. Yeah. Those people are ridiculous. It's just like it's either one extreme or the other. It's just like do everything for your woman. And you can't be a leader if you got your hand out or you're doing this or not holding your end of the table. It's just like, you don't know me. Man, and then half these people come out as frauds when their real life comes out. It's just like, who are these people? Saying the generic BS, but people eat it up.
I mean, listen, it's tough both sides. It really is. I think there's unreal expectations for women too.
No, of course.
I mean, you go on Instagram, social media, it makes it really difficult
Why?
because the way women look. I mean, all the Photoshop, all the different tricks and things that they do to make themselves look like supermodels on social media, and then in person, it's like, oh, so you've been a four this whole time. I had no idea. But
Yeah.
it's you know, it makes it really difficult, and I think that a lot of women struggle with that perception. Um,
Yeah, I mean, definitely cosmetic surgeries are going up. You know, people are getting lip fillers, people are getting Botox fillers in their face, nose jobs. Everything is just so common.
Yeah.
But, you know, even men have been pressured to get in on the filler trend.
Oh man. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, man. How injectable fillers became the biggest thing in penis enlargement. This GQ
The biggest thing.
this GQ article, you know, pretty much taught me something. 6 years ago, a New York plastic surgeon was giving fillers to one of his clients, and her boyfriend was in the waiting room, and he was just like, "Oh, you think you can shoot some of that in my dick?" And the doctor, he was just like, "How about tomorrow morning? Do you want to be my guinea pig?" And he actually did it the next day, and now it's a service. Men are paying like $10,000 to $15,000 for fillers in their penis for a larger dick.
It's crazy.
You think this is the future of dicks?
I think that's scary though. Like I maybe it is the future. I know a lot of people are probably like self-conscious about what they've got going on. You watch porn and stuff and it's crazy what guys have down there. And everybody seems to get brainwashed into thinking like, "Oh, if I don't have a 10-inch penis, then I'm just not living right." And
Yeah, the doctor says he even has porn stars come in. He says,
I'm sure.
Look, I have porn stars that that come in who are like a horse, and they want even more, and they even want more, like a horse. Um, but like 10 grand on this, like that's insane.
That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. They say, depending on the patient's preference, this can require 10 to 20 syringes of filler,
Oh,
setting a patient back anywhere between $11,000 and $20,000. While the results begin instantly, the full effects won't be seen and felt for about 2 weeks, and intercourse is discouraged for 48 hours after the surgery.
wow. 48 hours. You got to wait 2 days to use your new dick. I just couldn't believe. I'm like, they're doing fillers everywhere. I guess it's safe. And how does this even become a procedure? I feel like they're just able to do whatever the hell they want to do with this stuff.
I mean, listen, to be clear about this, they did say that it doesn't actually add length to your penis. So if you have a short guy, like you're stuck, but it does add girth and weight. So it gives the appearance like it's just a larger penile function that you've got going on. So
Larger penile function.
listen, this is a pause worthy segment, but we're just going to push through it. Pause. I hey, to each his own.
Yeah.
But it won't be me. I'm scared to do that.
Yeah, I won't be dull on that either. But shout out to the guys who do. Let us know. Would you inject your dick with lip fillers or just fillers? Would you inject your penis with fillers? Let us know.
Yeah.
Maybe if more men did this, less men would be single. I don't know.
They said in the article, it appears that you can, in fact, buy big dick energy. Whoever wrote this is a sick person. Was this a man or a woman that wrote it? Max Berlinger. You're a sick dude, Max.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Max, maybe he is free promo.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. This article's probably worth 10 grand.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm good off of that. I mean, there's all types of things coming out. We're early in the 20s.
Yeah.
And, we got male birth control. We got dick fillers. I
It's a new world out here. It's a new
real.
world out here. Let us know in the comments. Would you get dick filler?
Yes.
Would you take that chance to have a heavier, bigger dick?
Yeah. and if you've done it, let us know how it works. And I guess it dissolves. Like I wouldn't even like. I wonder how long it lasts too. All this stuff, man.
So many questions. If you've had experience with this, let us know in the comments. That way we can be better educated, and all of our other subscribers and followers can have some new information as well.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, man. So a lot of men are single.
Yep.
But some aren't. And I did see one article or one TikTok of a girl who said she was struggling with her relationship with her man, and she decided to put him on a performance improvement plan.
That's right. So let's take a listen to hear exactly how this setup works, because this sounds really formal.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would be a complete turnoff for me if somebody was like, "Oh, we need to put you on a pip."
For real.
Crazy.
Hi, I'm David Blaine.
Oh, here we
It's
go
an
with the
honor
commercials again.
to present.
David Blaine, you're not what I'm trying to listen to right now.
Having a lot of issues in the beginning, like a lot. And ultimately, I felt like we weren't compatible, even though we had a lot of love for each other. So as a last straw, we decided to do like a performance improvement plan. And before you come at me, I know it's kind of harsh to some of you, but he's an engineer, and sometimes it's really hard to communicate with him without using something that he can already relate to. Plus, he kind of liked it. So we had a shared note with daily and weekly tasks he needed to do and a set of things that he needed to work on. And it worked out really well. Like even now, for our household chores, things that he's responsible for, we use a Kanban board. That has been the only thing that has stuck and works. Like anything I need done, I just add it onto the Kanban board and he'll get it done. But if I just tell him, he'll forget about it. We also do weekly retrospectives where we check in with each other at the end of each week to see how we're doing. And that's my favorite.
No, I would no.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Honestly, I like the idea. I like that idea because if you're more of a logical person, if you're the type of person who needs like clear instructions and you're not that emotionally intelligent the way an engineer would be, I kind of like it. What I dislike is her voice. Like I could never listen to that girl talk and actually be able to talk through problems. And actually, I think her voice is probably a big reason of why he just would rather have it written down. He don't want to hear her talk. He's just like, what are the steps? Write it down. I'll figure it out because I'm sorry. I'm not listening to her give me any criticism. Like her voice is awful. Sorry.
That's hate. I didn't think her voice was that bad. I was fine with it. To me, it's more of like the to-do list aspect that makes no sense to me. Like clearly this person didn't care enough about whatever she found as deficiencies in their relationship or areas for improvement to act on it himself, and he needed it written down. He needed a checklist that they would review every week. Like doing a retro every week about your relationship and what you did or didn't do is insane to me. Like,
is it insane or is it helpful if you're going through problems to actually be able to communicate?
Is she going to pay me too for this work that I'm putting into our relationship since everything is documented now? Like what?
Are you a whore? Why are you getting paid?
Listen, if she's going to give me a list of action items for every week and then we're going to review it at the end of the week and we have a Kanban board, like what is this?
It's a project. A relationship is a project. And as, a project management professional and myself, I actually think it's pretty good to actually document things down. But, I don't know. I feel like people have different communication styles. And if this is what works for him, then that's good. But I would say also from the beginning of the video, her saying she felt like they weren't a match. They weren't compatible. I don't think this is going to work out no matter what.
I don't think so either. If you feel like it's not a match and this is the last straw, then you should probably let the straw break the camel's back. Like it should be over. Like I don't think that you need to resort to treating a relationship like a job in order for it to work. If you're at that point, then that's desperation. You're trying to hold on to something that's not really love, in my mind.
I disagree. I think people have different communication styles and problem solving styles, and
True.
if this is something that they're able to align on, then I think it's good. If he actually likes it, then that's good. But also, I from the way she started, that was kind of what was a red flag to me.
Would you be open to treating your relationship in this manner, like a job, for the next, let's not even go crazy, we'll say 25 years?
25 years, that is crazy.
No, but it's not. For people that are getting married, you're getting married forever, supposedly. So, like
25 years. Only
listen, my parents have been
31.
together for 51 years now. So these things, like,
But these people aren't married. This is just something that is supposed to kind of get them on the right track.
Oh, so that's not what I got from it.
Oh.
I got from it that, like, oh, this works now. We're going to do this. And this is like our relationship. That's what I got from the way she explained it.
Hey, I mean, whatever works until it stops working, really. Like, I don't know. Personally, I would like to be the person who set it up. I would like to be the person who's going to list everything down,
You want to be the project manager, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't want your relationship to be too much of a project.
Exactly.
You don't want it to be like you feel like you're babysitting somebody. But at the same time, you got to work together. And if this is what he's used to, if he's like, okay, this makes sense. I need to do this task and that. I would like to see the task, though. I really want to see.
You and me both. You and me both. Because, oh, boy.
Yeah. The way she sounded, I'm sure the tasks are all centered around her. Especially her putting this out on TikTok. I feel like, whose business is this? But she must have thought it was a great idea. And some of the comments did too. Other people found it very condescending.
Having a Kanban board, though, like, you got a backlog, you got things in progress, you need things that need to be validated, and then you got your completed checklist. Nah, that's great.
I love it.
I can't.
I love it. It's just like, this happened. Accountability. Women's Month, we practice accountability, and this woman, she's holding her man accountable.
She is running shit. She's got a type ship over there, and he's going to get it right one way or another.
100%. But yeah, she had people split on that. I mean, some people are giving up on dating humans altogether, man.
That's true. There's been a lot of those, and we've got some new ones.
Bro, last year we talked about fictosexuals.
Yes, we did.
Like, this man, he was married to a cartoon hologram. Mm-hmm. He had stuffed animals of the hologram. He actually
hundreds of stuffed animals. It was nasty stuff.
Hundreds of sticky, crusty stuffed animals. But yes, he actually had a wedding, and he said none of his family
did not support him. I felt bad for that, though.
Yeah, but I didn't. But other fictosexuals came out and supported him.
Mm-hmm.
And now we see an article of a woman in Germany who's revealed that she is in a sexual relationship with aircrafts and has taken like 30 mini vacations in the last year just to share the sky with her soulmates, which are the actual planes. Now, she's really making women's history for being, the first woman I've seen being openly in a relationship with aircrafts.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, this brings the Mile High Club to a whole new level. She's got tons of these like airplane figurines in her house, in her bed, sleeping with her. Like,
she spent over $4,000 on model airplanes. She actually identifies as an objectum sexual. So she's sexually attracted to objects, specifically airplanes.
Yeah.
And those model airplanes, I'm sure, are sticky too.
Listen, these airplanes are kind of big too, and I'm not trying to violate, but if she's using those, that's impressive.
if she's using those.
I mean, in the picture, she's literally sitting on top of one and just like wrapping her hands around it lovingly. Like it's just.
I mean, she has a little one in the picture.
Yeah,
you know,
handheld version.
Yeah, I wonder if that vibrates.
I mean, she said this. The size does not matter to her.
Oh my gosh, she has 5 airplane tattoos.
Airplanes are cool, but I don't think they're that cool.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck one.
No, no. They're not comfortable on the inside. Maybe, well, pause. maybe for her they're comfortable on the inside.
I don't know.
I don't know. For me, it's a little cramped, but just there's too many jokes. They just write themselves. This is crazy.
It is a little crazy. I wonder who took these pictures. She is straddling the model plane in this one picture, man. Do you think we're gonna see more of this stuff? And do you even believe this? Because she seems like she's like dead ass serious.
I would love to know a little bit more about her childhood and what sort of traumas she went through. But I think we are going to see more of this. Even in the article, they talk about some guy who's in love with his '88 Chevy or something like that. So
okay,
and he feels like his Chevy is a man, and he likes to rub himself on the. All right, I'll stop.
Yeah, why are you making eye contact with me?
I'm looking at the. You know what? Let me look at the camera. Let me.
I'm like, how many details are we gonna get on this guy?
All right, listen,
no, I feel you, man. Like it makes me uncomfortable to talk about this stuff, but they're in love.
Listen, I think you gotta let people do what they want to do. If you want to fall in love with airplanes or your Chevy truck or whatever you want to do, then as long as you're happy, you're not hurting anyone. I wish you all the best with your love.
Yes, and I will say, you know, I'd rather deal with someone who used to date planes than someone who prefers trains. Like that's the only thing I can make of this. I don't know. That's the only silver lining I'd take of this. Either way, I'd be a little bit freaked out.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I will definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Choo. It's Women's History Month.
It is.
We celebrate women every day.
That's right. No matter who they love or what they love or where they love.
Yeah, and this woman, you know, she caused some controversy because she pretty much urged, okay. This pregnant woman, is she pregnant? Yes. Yeah. No, she's not pregnant. She's saying if I'm giving birth. Okay, this woman said to my husband, if I'm giving birth and the doctor says you need to pick between me or the baby, please save me. I don't want our son Ethan to grow up without a mom, and I don't want you to have to raise 2 babies alone while also grieving your wife. Damn, she put grieving in the equation as if she was looking out for her husband. Now, I know we watched House of Dragon,
yes.
House of the Dragon last year, and the first episode pretty much addressed having to pick between your wife and a baby.
Yeah, Viserys.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of when I read this.
Same.
You know, a lot of people were critical of this. I think it is weird. I always say I think it's weird when people put these questions out to TikTok for debate. But hey, it starts a good dialogue.
I mean, somebody had to answer that question in a really difficult situation.
Yeah.
Before, like, it's definitely come up before for people, especially when there's complications with birth and things like that. Shout out to all the moms out there. But what do you think you would do? Like, would you choose your wife over your hopeful to be born child? Like, what would you do?
I don't know, man. It really depends.
I know, right? Wait, but what does it depend on? Is it like this woman's been getting on my fucking nerves, man. I'll take this kid. I'll take the kid instead. Like,
it depends on how good her last performance improvement meeting went. I'm sorry. this baby has a lot more potential than you.
Exactly. Your last P&G conversation was not satisfactory.
It's gonna be the baby. You should have thought about that before.
Exactly. Sky is the limit with them, and with you plateaued.
I'm sorry. I trust my DNA a little bit more than I can trust you, woman. But I don't know. I wouldn't want to make that decision, to be perfectly honest.
No,
I really wouldn't want to.
That's a terrible decision to have to make.
Yeah, but I always think I would probably want to keep my wife. If it were up to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't have kids. I'm not married. But watching House of the Dragon, he wanted a son.
He did.
He was the king.
He did not care.
Yeah.
He was like, I've got a daughter. I need a son.
Yep.
I'm sick. Like,
yeah, and actually, he ended up having a daughter again, and the baby actually I think died.
Mm-hmm.
But his new young wife, she popped out some boys for him. So it all worked out.
Well, did she pop out boys for him or
listen?
Yeah.
We're not gonna spoil this.
Exactly.
But do you have an idea of what you would do? Can you put yourself in that position?
I mean, I would like to think I would choose my wife.
You can always make new babies.
Yeah, well, usually in circumstances like this, though, if there's complications to that degree where you have to choose one or the other, you're probably not having more kids after that. But I think that your spouse is somebody that you want to be with for the rest of your life, and when it comes to a kid, like it's just a really hard decision. But your spouse. I feel like the biggest difficulty would be if you're in that situation and your wife is telling you save the kid, because then it's like, well, she wants me to save the kid. So what do I do? Like it's almost like giving you a hall pass, but at the same time, it's like
a death pass.
Yeah. It's like literally giving the death penalty to your spouse. So it's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a pretty dark topic.
Yeah.
But, a lighter topic, Seth Rogen says the older he gets, the happier he is that he does not have children. He said, he's 40 years old now. Wow. And he's been able to do so much, for himself and with his wife, his partner. They both are on the same page about not having kids, he says. And it really freed up his time to kind of focus on his gigantic movie career. So he's been pretty outspoken about this. What do you think of it? Because neither of us have kids. Do you see both sides of these types of situations?
I mean, I feel like at a certain point, if you've just been in a relationship and it's been a long time and you're already later in life, you're probably so comfortable with the lifestyle that you've had. Why change it? Why change a good thing? If it's not broke, don't fix it. So I could definitely understand it. And honestly, Seth looks great. I think he looks better now than he did like 15 years ago when he was all fat and funny and shit.
He does look better. Like, he looks thinner, but he does look older. He looks older than 40. I'm like, he's 40, but he looks like his hair is like gray and shit. I'm like, damn, he looks like he's like almost 50 now.
He is definitely aging a bit, but I think
and when you're rich, like, how much time do you really have to raise your kids? Like, they all have nannies on nannies on nannies. Like, you can still work, especially as a man. Like, but maybe, it's something that him and his wife, it seems like they're on the same page about.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I want to have kids. I think it'll be really fun to see, little baby, whatever your names are, running around and stuff like that. But I enjoy the kind of lifestyle I have now too. So if it never happened, would I have regrets? I don't know. I wouldn't know what I would feel like in 20 years if I never had kids.
Yeah. No way to know.
Yeah.
I would like to have kids too, because it's like the way I think we're kind of built to have children. And
of course,
at a certain point, I'm very like critical of our generations being forever kids. And I think a big part of that is a lot of us don't have kids. So, I would want to, I feel like, what's it all for? Like, not to do all this work and like, make money and build a life to not share it with somebody.
Yeah.
To me, I don't like the idea of it. I haven't totally made up my mind clearly, but in my ideal scenario, I would have children in the future.
Yeah, I will say it definitely makes it harder in terms of like building a lasting legacy, because then if you have no kids, then literally it's all on you to build a legacy that's going to last through however long.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's very difficult, especially how fast the world moves now. You look at great people like Michael Jordan. You ask kids now, they're like, no, he's not the greatest basketball player ever. Like, it's LeBron or it's Steph Curry or
Because his
somebody
sons,
else.
because Michael Jordan's sons are trash, is what you're saying.
I'm just saying.
You said the biggest, like, the closest he'll get to a championship is going through Larsa Pippen. That's what Michael Jordan's kids are trying to touch.
It's not, well, he's not going to have any kids with her, so.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that ship has sailed past prime.
Yeah. Yeah, but speaking of legacy, our boy Ye, he left behind a legacy at Adidas, and they told their shareholders a month ago that they could take literally nearly $1.3 billion in losses and revenue due to its Yeezy inventory backlog. Now, there's been a ton of rumors around what Adidas is going to do. Are they going to partner with Ye on this to try to distribute the remaining stock of Yeezys? They say somewhere between $500 million and $1 billion worth of inventory they have. They don't know what to do with it. So now they're saying, they could donate it. They could ship it out to like TJ Maxx. They could put out Yeezys, the Yeezys under a different name, Zombie Yeezys, at a discounted price. But all the options seem pretty like terrible. Yeah. And one of the options that made headlines recently was they could actually burn the Yeezys. They'd rather burn the Yeezys than anything else. What do you make of this, and what do you think they're gonna do? Like,
I think it's insane. The fact that it even got put out in an article that they could possibly burn the Yeezys is incredibly foolish, wasteful. Like, there's so many different words you can come up with for it. The first thing I thought of was when the Joker in Batman robbed them, took all the money, and then just like watched it all burn.
Yes, that's the first thing I thought of too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, it would be kind of cool if they let Ye kind of burn all the Yeezys, like the Joker. You know what I mean? If they let him do it, then maybe I'd be fine with it. But
if you can't do it, if you can't sell the product, give it away. There's hundreds and thousands of people who need shoes. Give the shoes away.
You think that's it?
What?
Do you think it's only hundreds of thousands of people who need shoes?
No,
probably
of
a lot
course
more.
not.
Right?
It's probably more than that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like,
no, I know
even just in the US,
Yeah.
there's so many people who could actually use sneakers.
Yes, and there's so many swagless people out there who have terrible shoes. And we could always donate to them, you know what I mean? Because they don't know how to dress or be cool. But at the same time, that'll really ruin the value of our Yeezys. So should we be selfish?
But at this point, for Adidas at least, it doesn't matter because they can't sell Yeezys anyway.
Yeah.
So if you really want to do something, just give them away. Just flood the market with Yeezys, lower the value anyway. Like, do whatever you want because you burned the bridge. It's done. Now, there were rumors a couple weeks ago that like, oh, they're trying to work something out behind the scenes where they can at least move this remaining inventory, but that kind of has quieted down.
Yeah, I don't think that was real.
Yeah.
But how would you feel if Ye actually did partner with Adidas to move this final inventory? Would you feel? I don't know how I'd feel about it because it's just like I feel like he should just let them burn down, but at the same time, it could be better to get some type of closure for him because I know he doesn't have a lot of money coming in since they kind of burned that relationship down. I don't know.
I would definitely be conflicted. I would understand it from a monetary standpoint. Like, listen, get your money. do what you need to do so that you can build up a little bit and then recreate your brand the way that you want to do it. I would understand it from that aspect, but I would hope that he stuck it to him
Yeah.
if they revisit the table and come to an agreement. Like, they have to give you some percentage of the company. They have to do something where it's worth your while to, go back to them and allow them to save face like this.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's like they reported 500 million to $1 billion worth of inventory. Like, you're saving their ass.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see this year because they're definitely taking a huge hit, as we predicted.
Yeah.
They really didn't want to let go of this man, and now we see why. But he did make them hot, and now they got to figure out, what to do because nobody really cares about Adidas.
No, their stuff is trash right now. Like, the designs that they're coming out with, they all suck. Like, of course there's some standout sneakers that look pretty good, but any of their shoes that have any sort of design intellect in them, they run the price up to $350. It's like, what are you doing? Like, do you want people to buy your shit or not?
Yeah.
And they're crazy.
Yeah. So
Germans,
we'll see,
man.
Yeah, burning that many Yeezys just I don't know. It hurts.
Sickening.
These big corporations, they do it all the time.
It's not even like what it is in terms of it being Yeezy sneakers or anything. It's like doing anything that wasteful in the current climate is like, what are you? If they did something like that, the repercussions should be astronomical.
Really?
Yeah.
I think this stuff is normal, though. I mean, they have a right to destroy their own property. That's what a lot of these corporations do. I mean, it's big business at the end of the day. I mean, a lot of these, fast fashion, they destroy they destroy so many clothes and that are made by like child slaves.
And it's but that's something that needs to stop. Like, there's too many people in the world that don't have anything.
And those are the people who are making our clothes.
Exactly. They're the ones that if you're going to be getting rid of last seasons or the last couple seasons worth of inventory because it didn't move, the product didn't sell, it didn't hit the way you thought it was going to hit, then give it to people who need it. These are clothes, or repurpose it, recycle it, like do something. But I can't stand that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely a giant fucking mess. 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, other news, Spotify. We talked about artificial intelligence the last couple of years, man, and it's just heating up, man. Spotify, they launched an AI DJ. They got pretty much curates all of the music that you listen to, and they customize it, have a DJ pretty much just say generic phrases to you. Oh, you like this song back in 2020, or let's get into the R&B hits since you usually listen to this on Saturdays, or whatever the fuck. But this is only the beginning. Where do you see this going? We talked about the AI rapper last year. We got Chat GPT.
Yep.
AI is taking over, man.
They're trying to push it, and I think it's still pretty early stages right now with a lot of the different generations of artificial intelligence that are coming out. But I do believe that this is the future, and the only way it's going to become popularized and that it's going to become better is by pushing products like this. They have to. The whole point of artificial intelligence and machine learning is that the algorithms have to learn. And the only way they're going to do that is if we actually use it. Am I interested in trying this out? Have you tried it out yet?
What? No, Spotify? No, I have not.
Okay.
Not Spotify DJ.
I'm not really excited to try it out, especially at these early stages, just because I feel like it's going to be trash. I feel like it's going to be way too similar to like a playlist. It's still not going to hit the same way as when you go to SNS bar or some other spot in the city and the DJ's like turning. Like, it's not going to be like that.
Hell no. And AI is not going to replace like content creators, not in this moment, but I think that is a long-term plan. So like when we do a show like this, I am conscious of it because I'm like, damn, man, like in 10, 20 years, they could just take all of this stuff, everything we've recorded, and pretty much put out a whole podcast based upon whatever trendy things are going on. I mean, did you hear the guy who recreated Kendrick Lamar's voice and, made a rap song using his voice? It sounded just like him.
Yeah, it's really scary. Because they're going to be able to mimic your character, your personality, the way you would react to certain things. It's going to be everything.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Scammers are even like using AI to copy people's voices to scam them. Copy like family voices on the phone to scam them into giving them personal information. So it's definitely happening at a rapid pace, especially for like older people who really can't tell the difference. I mean, you spoke of when we talked about deep fakes last year, you spoke of, someone deep faking Biden to say like, oh, a nuclear attack is going to happen, or we're in a nuclear war. And somebody just did that last week. So, and I mean, it didn't seem super real, but I did watch it knowing that it was a deep fake.
Yeah.
If I watched it not knowing, who knows?
I mean, listen, especially with the audio stuff, because then I think it's a lot harder when you have to match audio and the facial aspects, someone's gestures, the way they act and move and things like that. But when you just have to have the audio that sounds pretty similar, and you've got, I don't know how many hours of audio we've done over the last few years, but it's a crap ton.
Hundreds and hundreds.
So like they basically got us down pat at this point.
Yeah, for sure. So
Scary. It's really scary. I don't know. I don't know what sort of security they're going to be able to come up with to protect against this sort of stuff, but it's going to create issues in the future. That is for sure.
Yeah, that is for sure. Stay safe, everybody. Don't trust these robots.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm always scared of this shit, but I want to be able to use it, to benefit myself and everything else, and try to stay on top of it. I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm really grateful to be born when I was born. Like, I'm really happy that, we had a childhood before social media started, but we actually kind of were able to grow with it and kind of utilize it to do cool things like this. But we didn't have to be conscious of that when we were kids. I feel bad for the kids now. I feel like they're zombies and they're just kind of stuck in this scrolling pattern. And I'm afraid of what their future will look like, But I do feel blessed to be able to experience it.
Yeah.
And also with AI, I feel like it's going to overtake so many jobs in the future. And I feel like we're in a good place where we could actually use it to our advantage at this point in our career, where other people, they might not have as many options because everything is getting automated. So, you got to be adaptable.
It makes a lot of sense. I agree with you. I think probably 80s, 90s, right before that sort of tech boom, it was probably the best time, because if you grew up in the 2000s, you have not experienced what it's like to not have a phone in your hand.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a much different experience when you actually go outside, experience playing with friends or just other aspects of interacting with people. It builds a lot of different social skills, and you see it now with a lot of the teenagers and 20-year-olds and things. The way that they interact with others in a group setting, it's not as smooth.
No,
It's not
you
as
got
smooth.
over 60% of men being single because they don't want to talk to women. They just rather play video games and watch porn.
Yeah.
Because it's easier. But
Passports.
Hey, I don't know where the world's headed, but we know that we love and celebrate women.
Absolutely, every day, all day.
Yeah, which women do you want to shout out for Women's Day, man? Close out the show.
First and foremost, I want to shout out my mom, greatest woman in my life. Next after that, my sisters. I've got 3 of them. They're all wonderful ladies. Going to be celebrating my sister Darlene's birthday later this month with all of them. And next after that, I got to celebrate Natalie. Shout out to you, babe. You're the best.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, man. Got to shout out my mom.
Of
I know
course.
she's tuned in. Shout out to you. You know, she does my hair for me and everything else. You know, shout out to the woman who gave me life. You know, my sisters, Jocelyn, my older sister, and Jenna. You know, they support the live. I know they've tuned in tonight. You know, shout out to you guys. Definitely inspire me. Shout out, you know, we're gonna be at Jossie's game night this Saturday.
That's
Looking
right.
forward to
Can't
that.
wait.
Shout out to my girl Abby. I know she's tuned in, super supportive. Love you. And yeah, shout out to all the women out there. You know, women is my favorite gender. I've been inspired by women my whole life. I know, you know, I speak from the male perspective, but I've learned a lot from women in my life, so I'm forever grateful for them.
That's right. That's right. Who are your favorite? Let's say
My favorite woman is Zendaya. She's my favorite.
I didn't even get the question, but all right. I was gonna say female musicians, like Zendaya, immediately.
Yeah, she's so hot right now. Oh my god, like I swear to God, she gets hotter every day. Like every time I see her, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
She's very pretty. She's very pretty.
Yeah, she's with that short guy, Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, they are together.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
People, you know, celebrate that, but you know, Michael B. Jordan dates a white girl. Oh, all hell breaks loose.
Oh man, women empowerment.
Yeah, shout out to all the white women.
Hold up.
And all the black women and all Hispanic and Asian and everybody else, you know, who identifies as a woman.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know, we celebrate women.
All women. All the shades of the rainbow.
Oh man, I can't wait to post this Brittany Griner WNBA Supermax clip tomorrow, bro, for Women's Month.
Supermax 165K.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Let's go.
But yeah, you know, it's March, it's Pisces season, but Aries season is in a couple of weeks, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
And we've got so much more in store for everybody coming up. I know, you know, we took a little bit of a break, but damn, we almost did 2 hours today. So
I know it went by quick. It went by quick. You ready for the birthday? We got Jenna's birthday coming up. We got your birthday coming up. My dad's birthday, sister's birthday. March is busy. It's lit. It's lit.
It's lit, and you know we'll do. You know, we'll recognize my birthday on the live in a couple weeks. I know Jenna's birthday is next week on the 15th. So
I mean, your birthday is literally during the live. So
mine?
Yeah.
No. Mine is on the Friday.
Mine's you're Friday. Right. You're right. Oh, that's true.
The 24th. You know, but hey. We'll see what happens, but I love having a birthday on a Friday. It makes me want to do something.
Of course.
But I just hate like coordinating social events sometimes, especially when a lot of other things are going on.
It's not fun. It's not fun. I think a lot of the times are like mentals. It gets in your head.
Yeah, especially with getting this all set up. But I feel more encouraged to do something. So
yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, man, you got any last words? I know we shouted out all the women's.
We did. We did. More shout outs for the women. Other than that, nothing new from me. I'm looking forward to celebrating this month. I'm really enjoying having all of this going on with the cameras, with the graphics, all the different platforms that we're on. Make sure to follow us everywhere that we're located. We've got YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Google Podcasts,
Twitch, TikTok,
everywhere. Too many to count.
Yes. Yeah, man. Subscribe, follow, support. We're going to be dropping content every day. We're going to be very active. We're definitely going to expand to more fun things this year. We're very excited. And we love your support. Continue to grow with us and party with us. And yeah, we'll be back next week.
That's right. Peace, y'all.
Until next time.